A very good day to you, dear Lana. I believe that you had a nice day or a nice morning, whatever the time is that you're listening at this. Now, in this point of episode, I would like us to now go ahead and address the topic on the formation of questions. Yeah, in this video or in this class, I want us to go ahead and break down the topic which is on the formation of questions. Let's dive in. Now, firstly, I'd like you to be informed that there are two ways of forming questions in German, just like in English. There are two ways. Now, the first way of forming a question is using question words. And the second way of forming questions is beginning with a verb. So there are two ways, yeah? One can either form questions using question words, or number two, one can form questions beginning with a verb. So let's begin with the first method, that is question words. We call them Frageworte. Frageworte or Fragepronomen, question words. Now, one can decide to form questions by making use of these question words. In English, we know them as WH questions. Things like where, what, which, and the sort, right? So let's now see the question words. The first one that I have right here is wo. Wo. And so, as we proceed with mentioning them, I'd like you to note the word order. You will realize that when you form questions in German using the question words, the order is you begin with a question word, and then you follow with a verb, and then subject. Remember that? Mostly it's question word, and then verb, and then subject. Look at the first question word. That is wo. Wo, which means where. So you can say I begin with wo, question word, then the verb, wohnst. Now, of course, the verb you will conjugate depending on your subject. In this case, it's wohnst with the st because it's do. So, wo wohnst du. Wo wohnst du is like saying, where live you? Where do you live? Wo wohnst du? Where do you live? You respond by saying, ich wohne in, and then you say the place that you live. The second one is wohin. Now, wohin simply means where to. Remember, wo is where, and then wohin, where to. Where to. Now, I want to ask, where are you going to? Where are you going to? Wohin, the verb to go is gehen, right? So you conjugate gehst du. Wohin gehst du? Where are you going to? It's like saying, where to go you? Question word, verb, subject. Wohin, question word, gehst, the verb, and then du, the subject. Okay? Wohin gehst du? Where are you going to? Number three is woher. Now, woher simply means where from. Wo, where. Wohin, where to. Woher, where from. So, woher kommst du? Woher kommst du? Where do you come from? Woher kommst du? Where do you come from? Let's now go ahead. Example. Woher kommst du? Where do you come from? Woher kommst du? Where do you come from? Of course, if you want to form it in the Z form, you simply say, woher kommen Sie? Woher kommen Sie? Where do you come from? Let's take the last example. Where does Peter come from? Now I'd say, woher kommt Peter? Woher kommt Peter? Where does Peter come from? Now the next example is wann. Now wann simply means when. Wann. Now I would ask, wann kommst du? Wann kommst du? You can see from all the examples you've given so far is that you begin question word, verb, and then subject. So wann, question word, kommst, the verb, and then the du. Wann kommst du? When are you coming? Right? Wann kommst du? And then I have warum. Now warum is why. Warum kommst du nicht? Warum kommst du nicht? Why are you not coming? Again, you can see in this example is question word, warum, then the verb, kommst, and then the subject, du. Warum kommst du nicht? Why are you not coming? Then I have wie. Now, wie is how. Wie, how. Mostly we use V when asking about names and how somebody or something is, or even numbers. V. So I want to ask you, how are you? How are you? Don't say V beast do. Mm-mm. V get S dear. V get S dear. V get S dear. How are you? All right. V get S dear. You simply respond by saying, Es get mir gut. Danke. Es get mir gut. Danke. I am fine. Thanks. Okay. Now, this other one is Welsh. Welch. Now, I'd like you to put a star in Welsh because it doesn't follow the word order like the others, right? Now, when you're using Welsh, you begin with Welsh and then you follow with a noun. Welsh and then a noun. And then you follow with the verb. It's like in English, I want to ask you which book or which bag. Yes, which bag are you buying? Which bag? So bag is feminine. Now Welsh normally has a dash next to it because it will take different endings. Sometimes it's Welsche, sometimes it's Welches, Welscher, Welchem. So it takes different endings depending on the noun that you are using. If it's feminine, like in this example, which is Tasche, feminine, I will now add ending E. You will now say Welche Tasche. Welche Tasche. So you can see text ending E because Tasche is feminine. So that's why I say, welche Tasche kaufst du? Welche Tasche kaufst du? Which bag are you buying? And then I say, I'm buying the red bag. Ich kaufe ich kaufe die rote Tasche. I am buying the red bag. Okay, let's just give another example with a masculine noun. You would say, welcher, because it's normally der Tisch. Welcher Tisch ist das? Which table is that? How about a neuter example? You want to ask, which car is that? Because Auto is das, so say, welches Auto? Welches Auto ist das? Which car is that? So that was on Welsh. Okay, let's see the few ones remaining. Was. Now, was means what? So what are you drinking? Was trinkst du? Was trinkst du? What are you drinking? Now, the following one is how many. Kindly look at the spelling. Wie space viele. Kindly note. Wie space viele with an ending E. Wie viele means how many. Now, the reasons why I'm emphasizing in this one is because people confuse this and the last one. And that's why you have to ensure it's wie space viele with an ending E. How many? Now, of course, like in English, when you use how many, you have to follow with a plural noun, right? A plural noun. So, how many? I want to ask, how many bags are you buying? So it's a wie viele and then bags, plural. Taschen. Wie viele Taschen? How many bags? Wie viele Taschen? And then buying you. Kaufst du. Wie viele Taschen kaufst du? How many bags are you buying? How many bags are you buying? Then there is wer. Wer, which now means who. Remember, wer is not where, wer is who. Wer, who. Example, wer bist du? Wer bist du? Who are you? Wer bist du? Who are you? And then the other one is wessen. Now, wessen simply means whose. Wessen. So, whose car is that? Whose car is that? You'd ask, wessen Auto? Wessen Auto ist das? Wessen Auto ist das? Whose car is that? And then I have wie viel. Now, wie viel means how much. Wie viel. Remember, wie viele, how many, and then wie viel, how much. So example, wie viel is one word, yeah? How much. So, wie viel ist das? Wie viel ist das? How much is that? Wie viel ist das? How much is that? So those are the question words that we have in German, the 12 question words that we have in German. I'd like you to just go ahead and replay them, saying them out loud, so that you remember them in details, okay? Now, there's this exercise right here, and they're telling you to fill in the correct question word. Fill in the correct question word. So they've given you from number 1 to number 15. Kindly pause here, just pause here, and attempt filling in with the appropriate question word. And then after you've filled in, come and play back the video so that we fill it together. Okay, let's now mark. I believe you've done. Let's now mark and see how much you've scored. Now, the first one I have is dash Geld has to do. Dash money do you have? This one should be wie viel Geld has to do. How much money do you have? Wie viel Geld has to do. How much money do you have? Now the next one is dash heißt dein Vater. Dash heißt dein Vater. Dash is called your father. Now I told you initially when asking about names we use wie. So don't ask with what is your father called. Instead it's wie. Wie heißt dein Vater? Wie heißt dein Vater? What is your father called? Wie heißt dein Vater? What is your father called? They normally use wie when asking about names. It sounds more polite. It's like you're asking, how is your father called? Don't say, what is your father called? Okay. Number 3 should be wohin. Where to? Wohin gehen wir? I believe you are marking and correcting where appropriate, yeah? Wohin gehen wir? Where are we going to? Number 4, dash kommt deine Mutter. Dash kommt deine Mutter. So dash is your mother coming. When is your mother coming? Wann kommt deine Mutter? Wann kommt deine Mutter? When is your mother coming? Or I could also say, where is your mother coming from? Woher kommt deine Mutter? That is still okay. And number 5 should be wo wohnt Peter? Wo wohnt Peter? Wo wohnt Peter? Number 6, wie viele Kinder has to do, plural. How many children? Wie viele Kinder has to do. Remember it's wie space viele Kinder has to do. Number 7, why are you crying? Warum weinst du? Warum weinst du? Why are you crying? Warum weinst du? Why are you crying? And then number 8 should be wann beginnt der Unterricht? Wann beginnt der Unterricht? When is the lesson beginning? Number 9, was sagt der Lehrer? Was sagt der Lehrer? What is the teacher saying? Was sagt der Lehrer? Okay. And then I have number 10, dash Kleid kaufst du? Dash Kleid kaufst du? Dash dress are you buying? Dash dress are you buying should be which dress? Welches Kleid? Welches Kleid kaufst du? Which dress are you buying? How about number 11? Was tust du? Was tust du? What are you doing? What are you doing? Was tust du? And then number 12, wo sitzen wir? Wo sitzen wir? Which now means where are we sitting? Where are we sitting? Number 13, wann kommt der Bus? Wann kommt der Bus? When is the bus coming? And then number 14, dash liest du? What are you reading? Was liest du? Was liest du? What are you reading? And then lastly is warum kommst du nicht? Warum kommst du nicht? Why are you not coming? Or I could ask you, when are you not coming? So it should be warum kommst du nicht or wann kommst du nicht? And that was the first exercise which was testing on your question words. I'd like us to now go ahead and look at the second method of forming questions. So let's turn to that. Using verb first. Number 2, using verb first position. Remember we said that there are 2 ways of forming questions. The first one we've seen using question words. Now I want us to see the second way, which is using verb first or beginning with a verb. So in this case, the question begins with the verb. So you're simply flipping your sentence and then beginning with a verb. So look at the example. Maria ist 20 Jahre alt. Maria ist 20 Jahre alt. Maria is 20 years old. So begin. Ist Maria 20 Jahre alt? Ist Maria 20 Jahre alt? Is Maria 20 years old? And then, der Mann heißt Otieno. Der Mann heißt Otieno. So begin. Heißt der Mann Otieno? Heißt der Mann Otieno? Is the man called Otieno? And then lastly have Peter trinkt Wasser und Milch. Peter trinkt Wasser und Milch. So begin. Trinkt Peter Wasser und Milch. So you're saying this is the easiest because you are simply flipping and beginning with a verb. Right? You simply flip and then begin with a verb. That is the only thing that changed. So I'd like you to go ahead and attempt the following testing yourself. The instruction tells you that form questions from the following statements using the verb first position. Kindly go ahead and attempt this first. Go ahead and attempt this exercise. You can pause here again. Just pause here. Go ahead. Okay, let's now go ahead and mark it. Number one says, Vater spielt gern Karten. Father is playing cards. Vater spielt gern Karten. Now, Father is playing cards. So they begin with, spielt Vater gern Karten? Spielt Vater gern Karten? Is Father playing cards? Is Father playing cards? And then, Elisabeth wohnt in Kisumu. So, wohnt Elisabeth in Kisumu? Wohnt Elisabeth in Kisumu? Just go ahead and mark and correct where needed. And then Anna ist 6 Jahre alt. Anna is 6 years old. So, ist Anna 6 Jahre alt? Ist Anna 6 Jahre alt? Don't forget your question marks at the end. Number 4, Peter kommt morgen. Peter kommt morgen. Peter is coming tomorrow. So, kommt Peter morgen? Kommt Peter morgen? Das Kind spielt Fußball. Das Kind spielt Fußball. The child is playing football. So begin with the verb. Spielt das Kind Fußball? Spielt das Kind Fußball? Is the child playing football? And then, Maria kommt aus Nairobi. Maria kommt aus Nairobi. Maria is coming from Nairobi. So, kommt Maria aus Nairobi? Kommt Maria aus Nairobi? And then, die Lehrerin schreibt ein Wort. Die Lehrerin schreibt ein Wort. The teacher is writing a word. So, schreibt die Lehrerin ein Wort? Is the teacher writing a word? Is the teacher writing a word? And then, sie spielt Tennis. Sie spielt Tennis. She is playing tennis. So, spielt sie Tennis? Is she playing tennis? And then, der Gast ist im Hotel. Der Gast ist im Hotel. The guest is in the hotel. So, ist der Gast im Hotel? Is the guest in the hotel? And then finally, der Mann kommt aus Deutschland. Der Mann kommt aus Deutschland. The man is coming from Germany. So, kommt der Mann aus Deutschland? Kommt der Mann aus Deutschland? Is the man coming from Germany, or does the man come from Germany? So you have now seen the two ways that one can use to form questions in German. You've seen the first way, that is using question words, and then you've also seen the second way, which is now beginning with verbs. So with that said and done, that is how you will proceed and form questions in German. Now, this is normally a very critical topic. We shall be seeing it again when you'll be doing the Sprechen. There's this part of your Sprechen speaking examination, part 2, whereby you shall be given cards. These cards will have words. And so they will expect you will be expected to use those words to form questions. So it's a topic we shall be revisiting again when you'll be testing or preparing for your Sprechen examination. Okay. So with that said and done, that brings you to the end of this topic. Kindly go ahead and replay the video if in case there's a part you will need to recheck, just replay it for more clarification. Okay. If in case you'll have more questions, you're also free to write to us, languagetutors@gmail.com. And okay, see you then.